This comes to news.
This is a vile accusation.
Who is responsible for this gossip? I will take their eyes.
It isn't in anyone's age to be deceitful. I would say the same for your brother.
Can you guys hear me?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, that was another episode in the book. I would say 75% of that episode kind of like was just more intrigue and stuff. That last 10 minutes, though, that last 10 minutes made me tear up. Seeing them fall for the Wile E. Coyote maneuver of like I was just telling Kyle here, they just said they were staying in the caves to not get slaughtered. Were they dumb enough to actually think he surrendered? Soon as I saw the white flag, I'm like, they're all gonna die. They're all dead.
Yep.
Yeah, the crab feeder was smart. Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, as soon as I saw the flag, the white flag, because I didn't quite know what he was doing at first. I'm like, okay, I thought he went for their plan to draw them out because yeah, he wasn't going to give that up. Soon as he went with the flag, yeah, I'm like, as soon as he held it up like this, I'm like, they're all dead. And I'm just like, how are they going to die? I thought they were all going to die by dragon. I was not expecting to see the Valyrians come on that other side like that. That made that whole battle. It was like the Battle of the Bastards when they rushed them on the other side. So, yeah, that was that last 10 minutes was beautiful. That was other than the enemy being stupid. I mean, and they all deserve to die. I was all for it. This wasn't my favorite episode of the three, to be honest with you. But the last 10 minutes of it was forgiving, though. So, what did you think of it, Stade?
It was good. I understand what was going on. Part of what was going on was each one of the main characters, Viserys, Rhaenyra, and Daemon, all had to change this episode, and they were all going through different changes.
Yeah, Hightower is even more of a scumbag. Every second Otto Hightower is on the screen, he increases his scumbag ability, if that's such a word. I mean,
yeah, the scumbagginess is huge. Yes,
he was definitely. I mean, and I've read everything through, and I know that he doesn't. There's no turning back for him. He's a piece of shit, no matter what. He just increases his pile. But at the end of this episode, he's still. I mean, he's basically committing treason. At the end of this episode, by telling his daughter to do that. So I thought, well, once again, it's the same dude who pimped his daughter out. So, I mean, he's not disappointing me. But
we've got to meet some Lannisters this episode.
Yeah, and you got to see that Lannisters were trash even 200 years ago. I mean, that was it's good.
That was Tywin's great grandfather.
Yeah, that was Tywin, and then his twin was serving on the council. So, like I said, the intrigue was there, but like I said, you know what I need for Game of Thrones or anything I watch, I have to have all 3Ds.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the episode opened up, with the war and the Stepstones. I thought that was pretty cool, but then it just kind of drifted off into like nothingness for me. And like I said, a lot of the chess pieces and stuff were being put in place, and this is a very complex show, so I understand that. But it picks up towards the end, obviously. I mean, it really picks up to the point where let me put on my.
Well, you definitely get your 3Ds.
Yeah, you get them like immediately in like the last. You get them in the last 10 minutes, but you definitely get them. And like I said, even though it was predictable what was about to happen to them, it was still cool. I mean, he looks up into the sky. I guess the crab eater and his men are just stupid, but they should have been looking up in the sky. There's no way in hell that they were gonna A, give up his sword, B, surrender, and the dude has multiple dragons for a pet.
That was the dragon. That was Prince Lenor, though. That was
Yeah,
Corliss's son.
there were three of them.
Yeah,
There was his that you actually didn't see in that fight, and then you saw the two other ones. You saw the
yeah.
Valerian riding them, so I thought that was really cool. Um, but I'm waiting for it. I'm like, okay, I don't care how long you look up into the sky; those dragons are coming.
Well, the only one of the crab feeder's men that was looking at the sky was the crab feeder. He kept
Yeah.
looking up. He kept.
So what kind of leader was the crab feeder? He should have been saying, "Hey, dummies, stay in the cave. Don't leave the cave." It was like the guy in the horror movie where they start running in the forest that they've never been in.
Yeah.
You know that person's marked for death. So I'm like, what are you doing? But once again, they had to give me my violence, so I guess this is his best way to get it. But
Hey, man, and that him dragging the body out, that was nice.
dragging the body out, you saw some entrails there. I mean, hey, they even gave me a bonus, but that was
And that weapon that Lord Corliss had, that spear axe throttle thing, he was taking people's head, like parts of people's heads off.
That thing was carving through armor. He was carving through armor with one swing. I thought that was cool. I like Lord Corliss. He's so far besides Damon, and like I said, just like Otto's becoming even more of an asshole with every growing second, Damon is becoming more of a badass. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, I knew he wasn't going to surrender. I knew he wasn't going to take on all those fools alone. But when you see him in action, it's kick-ass. I mean, he reminded me of Jon Snow. Like I was just telling people here in the Battle of the Bastards, where Jon Snow is just cutting down people until he's surrounded. And when he's surrounded, I did not expect the Valerians to come in, like Corlys and his men. I didn't know if they had made it. I totally expected for his dragon just to come in and just fry people, and I got even more than that. I mean, they come in and they fry them from all angles because they're stupid. And like I said, it's like Cloverfield, where all the principals that are on screen deserve to die because they did something really stupid that they avoided. Like I said, their advantage was being in the caves. And they came out. One guy caused them to come out. And they got what they deserved. And like I said, just seeing, this is what I missed from Game of Thrones, is seeing the dragons just do what they do. I mean, that notwithstanding the second to last episode of the original series, I thought was just a stupid choice. Even though the violence was there and it was great, it was better served the season before that, where she got on her dragons after they had sacked Hightower, and killed. The Martell just sacked their entire house, and then they were on their way back with the weed and all the stuff they had plundered. And Dany's on her dragon, and she just melts people. I mean, that is the one scene in Game of Thrones that I rewind all the time when I'm having a bad day. That episode 7, I think, episode 7 or season 7, episode 6, one of those episodes where she just gets on the dragon and she just burns it. Instead, that one where Jaime goes charging towards Drogon with the spear. And, yeah, that episode right there where she just kills everyone, and they're burning and they're melting in their armor. This episode, like I said, there's a way to do violence, there's a way to do carnage, and they hadn't done it just good in a long time.
Well, when Daemon shows up earlier in the episode, he's burning people when the ships come in.
Yeah.
There's a really cool effect. You see one of the crab feeder's men run, and the dragon hits him with fire. And then he just kind of poofs.
Yeah. He just turns, and like I said, but the way they filmed this scene, when you realize that the dragons are there at the end of this battle, that when you just see that wave of fire wash over them, you're like, that's an oh shit moment right there. I thought it was great. Like I said, I teared up.
I like when he was nailing when Laenor was nailing the archers up on the ridge.
Yeah. And they're like, they turn around, they look up, and they're like, dragon. I'm like, no shit. Half your men have just been burned. And you didn't think that there was more coming? The smart thing would have been to run back into the caves.
Dragon.
Too late now. That's like yelling bomb after it's already exploded. And then that last scene where you just see them all dead, you know he's going for the crab eater or the crab eater. And I love the way that I think the crab feeder, I'm calling it, is dead next episode by Daemon. But for the time he's been on the screen, it's been very, very haunting. So they've really done well with his character. I don't think he's long for this show. I don't think he's going to be a long-term enemy. But he's created a very building element for it. So I enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I didn't enjoy all of this episode, but I enjoyed the intrigue. You see the tension building between Allison and Rhaenyra. I mean, you know that's going to be there. Otto's a piece of shit. The Lannisters are pieces of shit, so they don't disappoint there. The Valerians are cool. You got to see more of them.
I love when Rhaenyra brings back the boar to the camp.
She's got all that blood in her hair. Yeah,
she's just walking through and looking at people like, "What? Yeah, I brought the boar back. Yeah."
and I love the way she passed up the white stag.
Yeah.
Oh, you look good. I love the way she passed up the white stag when she had the chance. I thought that was it's you, Sarah.
Yeah.
When she had the chance to come up. Hey, here's one of the people that was. She's one of my regulars. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
She's one of my regulars.
Hey, how you doing?
She
Hi.
She's been watching with us for years. So.
Yeah.
Back a couple locations, but never in a bar though. But what did you think of the episode?
I liked it. I thought the king made a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, he's a person. Sorry for he's a wuss.
Yeah.
Not only does he make bad decisions, but he can't make one.
No.
All he whines and moans, and I'm like, dude, your teenage daughter has more balls than you.
Well, if he really wanted her to stay heir, then he should have married the really young one, because that would have been at least 2 years before, so probably 3 years before she could have given birth, which made Rhaenyra more.
And Rhaenyra could have fed the kid
right,
to his
as
dad.
an adult.
Oh,
so that the people would have liked her better.
Another dick move for Otto. The dude's trying to pimp out his grandson.
Yeah, that was gross.
That was the kid's 2 years old. He's like, you should have her marry Aegon.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not unknown for the Targaryens, though. It's not unknown for the Targaryens.
Gross. The kids. This guy pimped his daughter out. Then he wants to pimp his grandson out to the rightful heir. None of these people are of age, by the way. These are all teenagers. These are all minors, including the baby. So yeah, when Otto Hightower dies, that's got to be one of those special.
He dies the year after King Viserys in the story.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, but I'm not going to spoil it for who dies and what, because I actually know who goes and when. But like I said, they may change all this. They may not keep all this. I mean, they've already changed a little bit, but they may not.
Well, they changed the crab feeder. They didn't change how he died, but they changed the crab feeder somewhat.
Yeah, they changed the crab feeder. What they're doing though is a lot of what they're doing is with the time jump though. So in the books, they spend a lot more time. They spend a lot more time.
You're muted, William. William, you're muted. Can't hear you.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I got it wired through the third camera. That's cool. Yeah, I really enjoy Emilia Aycott's performance as Princess Rhaenyra. She's going to age out of the role unless they do flashbacks. But I have yet to see.
Unfortunately, we're only going to get a couple more episodes with her.
You might only get one more episode. I'm expecting you'll see what's her name, Emma Darcy at the end of the next episode, depending on where they end up.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've really enjoyed her portrayal. I've enjoyed all her portrayals. I mean, the person that portrays Viserys portrays him as a wimp, as he was. He was weak and indecisive. I never thought I could love Matt Smith more.
Right.
I mean, the 11th Doctor is my favorite Doctor.
Dude, I want to hate him. I want to hate him, but I'm starting to love him even more.
What could he do to make me hate him? You know, after this episode, I mean, even though I know that there are certain things that happen with him and certain things that he does, when you see it on the screen, you could know something's happening, and it's all up to the way the showrunners portray it. Like I know how the Stepstones go and all that, but seeing it on screen is totally different. And the actors the portrayals and the cinematography in this episode was great. The cinematography in this episode was, especially from above and below when they're fighting in that last scene, and you're getting things from the dragon's point of view, from the other dragon riders, which I thought was cool to see multiple dragon riders because to this point you'd only seen Rhaenyra and Daemon riding. So it was cool to see multiple because there are multiple dragons in this story. There's 17 dragons that you'll see by the time.
The Valerians have their own hatches. You know, they have their own dragon pit.
Yeah.
Hell, even the Lannister, even Jason Lannister was talking about building his own dragon pit. You know.
Yeah. And he was, like I said, like the whole point of his character is just to show you, oh, by the way, the Lannisters didn't just start being assholes in Game of Thrones. They were assholes several centuries before. I really this episode had a really good look and feel of it. I mean, it had a good look. I mean, the way it just brings you back into the environment of what's going on, and certain things you didn't see. Like we never saw. I don't recall we ever saw the Stepstones in Game of Thrones. And the Valerians are pretty much gone by the time you get to Game of Thrones, so you don't get to see the majesty of that family. Obviously, the Lannisters are there, but yeah, there's just certain things that they're making sure that you see, and that it's giving people a better understanding of what they watched for 8 seasons prior to there. And like I said, this Game of Thrones, the original series, had violence throughout the series. When it was violent, it was really, really violent, but it wasn't violent all the time. This is episode number 3, and name a way somebody hasn't died. I mean, the body count for these 3 episodes is just really high, and that includes episodes where there's dead spots. In the episode. Like this episode was, if you're looking for the 3Ds, this episode was a dead spot for all the destruction and blood for the most part. It opens up with a bang, but it kind of dies in the middle as far as that goes. It's still a good episode. Not my favorite, but still a good episode. But holy cow, does it pick up. First of all, why is he bashing in there? The poor messenger was just giving him a letter. Poor Viserys got that guy killed. And he basically got all the crap eaters men killed. Because he's damn sure not going to let Viserys come in and bail him out.
No.
So he's like, screw this. We're going to end this. I love this determination, and I just love everything about Daemon Targaryen. I mean, he is he's the show for me right now. And like I said, I just want to see more of him. But he's Matt Smith is throughout the show. He's old enough to where you won't see a different actor playing him, so we're good there. The rest of the old men just get older or they get killed. But no, this episode was like I said, some episodes go really slow and then they don't, you kind of forget what happened to the previous 45 minutes. I'm struggling to remember some of the stuff that happened after seeing all that. And, when I rewatch the episodes tonight, I'm just going to watch the last 10, 15 minutes. Man. It's slow-mo. Watching those dummies die in slow motion. I'm like, you came out of the cave.
Yeah.
You had you could have starved them out. That was like the Viet Cong. The Viet Cong did not come out of those tunnels to fight the United States and our allies up front. They just didn't do it. They knew they had an advantage and they kept it. If you're fighting off such a big fleet and a big army, basically a Marine Corps, for that long, that means you're not stupid until you are, and then you're dead. So yeah, that was like a mouse knowing that the mousetrap is there, and he just goes around it for like the whole time he's alive and deciding, you know what, I'm going to fuck with this mousetrap. It's not going to hurt me. And then the mousetrap.
Laenor's dragon, the dragon that came in there and rescued Daemon there, the dragon's name is Sea Smoke.
Okay. Yeah, that was, I got to, his dragon looked cool. I don't like Daemon's dragon. I don't like that neck, that brontosaurus neck looking thing that Daemon's dragon.
You don't like Caraxes?
Nah, I don't. It's just called the Bloodworm for a reason, but I hate the way his neck. It's just kind of goofy. He does the job though, but
Well,
Like,
there's actually three different breeds. There's actually three different breeds of dragons in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. There's different types of dragons.
All right, let me see some of the people. Hey, Silent Scotty, long time no see, man. I can't agree that Matt Smith is my favorite Doctor, but he's amazing. Hey, Cylon, it's okay to be wrong, man. We've learned with this whole online community that it's okay to be wrong out in public. I'm just kidding. Listen, everybody's got their favorite Doctor. Matt Smith was mine. I don't know if it is as much as his acting, but the stories that they wrote around Matt Smith, to me, were bar none. I mean, there's like so many stories that they wrote. And after that, it's David Tennant, but a lot of the showrunners were in common with each other. But those, I mean, after Ellison left, and they went on that streak where you had David Tennant for 5 years, and then you had Matt Phipps in the 4, and then those two Doctors back to back were, to me, the best storytelling. A lot of the time, it's not the actor; it's the stories that support the actor, and I think Matt Smith's Doctor had the best stories. Hey, how you doing, Fourth 1000? We meet again. It seems like we were just streaming a couple hours ago. How you doing, Damien? Yeah, we got to meet Jay. Yeah, he's a douche. And like I said, if he'd have came out and been a knight in shining armor, I would have probably been disappointed. But that Lannister lion blood is, with the exception of Tyrion, is, hey, how you doing, Jeff? How many casualties are in it? I got to count. It was the dummy ratio was 100 to 0.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna count because I got to do a body count now because I think we did a body count when Daenerys fried when she fried King's Landing. We did a body count of what we could count, and that's not including the people she executed afterwards. We did a body count for Battle of the Bastards, which was really hard because there was a lot of dying going on there, and then we did one Battle of Winterfell with the White Walkers. So. It was easy for those ones because we knew that those battles were happening. We knew that those battles were going on, so we knew episodes ahead of time. I didn't know that they were going to wrap it up like this. So I can't have a battle a body count contest if I don't know the battle's coming. But like there was one, like I said, when once Lysandra died, and I knew we were like, how many people's Grey Worm going to kill in the next episode? He kills a lot. But we knew Grey Worm was going to go crazy that next episode because he was already a vicious killer to begin with. There's one episode of Game of Thrones. I was watching the scene last night. It is where the Sons of the Harpy and Barristan fighting in that tunnel, and they were fighting, and he's fighting them all by himself, and then Grey Worm and some of the Unsullied come in. I swear there had to have been 15 or 16 of the Harpies. Dude, Barristan dies, but he goes out like a champ.
Oh, yeah.
He goes out. He's taking fools down, and then Grey Worm has his own body count category. Grey Worm was one of my top 3 favorite characters of the original one, and he was just vicious. He was just vicious, and he was so precise, and he was so efficient. He was such an efficient killer. I was like, wow, dude, and he was honorable too. So I don't know if we're ever going to see a Grey Worm like that, a character here, but I'll take Daemon right now. Daemon's a killer. Daemon's body count alone would be a contest. We need to find out how many people he's killed.
Yep.
Because he got 20 right at the opening episode. He killed at least 20 people with that dragon. So, and then, like I said, the end of the episode, hell, and he causes other people to die because dummies are shooting arrows. That's another thing that these guys deserve to die. You dumbasses have sent your men into the breach. You only have one target running through there with white hair. But you now have, and you're not going to hit him, but you're going to hit all your guys. You could be a shitty archer and you're going to kill all your guys. A lot of those guys died because they got hit by their own men's arrows. So, yeah, like I said, I guess they had to be stupid in order to give me the glorious violence and death that wrapped up this episode. But damn, we were sitting there calling, and I'm like, before the dying even began, I'm like, okay, they're fucked. As soon as they started coming out of those caves, I was waiting to hear that roar in the dragon. I thought Syraxis was coming down with his long-ass brontosaurus neck and just fucking fry everybody. But it ended up rolling out. That's the one thing, though. The violence did not roll out like I predicted it. So I like I said, I didn't love the whole episode, but I damn sure love that last 10 minutes, boy. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clint. I know it's a fantasy when arrow strikes or deadly hits. Yeah, and like I said, they weren't deadly for him because he got hit with several arrows, and and like the armor was supposed to do, they protected him. But you got to remember,
Well, he got.
not only were they stupid, but they were lightly armed for the most part in comparison.
Yeah, he got hit. He actually got hit with a flaming arrow on Dragonback at the first part of the
he
show.
got hit with a flaming arrow when he was in the sky, and he survived because his armor's supposed to do what armor's supposed to do, and it did.
And not all arrow strikes are deadly hits, Quentin.
Especially ones that are far away. The farther away they are, there you go. And he's up in the air. I don't know how many feet he's up in the air, but and then they was trying to shoot the dragons with all the arrows, and the dragon just stomped away.
Even in the medieval era, men survived arrows.
Yeah, men survived arrows, and it brought back another thing is that the way they kill the dragons in the Game of Thrones proper, the original series, I never really bought. They're the harpoons that they used.
Yeah.
Harpoons that they used to kill those dragons in that era are line of sight weapons. They would not have worked against those dragons.
No.
They were line of sight weapons, and guess what? If you can see the dragon, fucking dragon can see you. And he has range of fire that those things don't. They did it for dramatic effect. That's what that was. But they wouldn't have. And the one at the end, the last episode where she kills the second to last dragon, where they're on the ship, and she's flying around the canyon, and the arrow hits him. And I'm like, okay, you didn't see all those ships and them aiming at you. And when the last episode of Game, or the second last episode of Game of Thrones, when she flies King's Landing, right? They have those same harpoons. They have those same things. And all the dragon does is fly too high for their angle, which she was already at when one of them died, or fly too low for them to adjust, which is what they would have done all this time, especially after one of the dragons having been killed by a harpoon with the Night King. So the only thing I didn't like about the previous series is that they just kill for effect sometimes. Sometimes Game of Thrones takes out characters or things for effect and not story, and it's not believable. Like
sadly,
the way both dragons died in the original series to me was not believable.
Sadly, by the end of this series, all but one dragon are going to die.
Yeah, and those dragons aren't even, the rest of them die at old age, and then they start stunning the growth and all that. So no, we're not going to do Hadi. We're not going to do Hadi. I'm not. I'm sorry. That just sounds like a British science fiction horror comedy. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. All right, I got confused when Damon he beat the Kingsguard dude for standing up.
He's talking about the guy that Damon beat.
He was mad because his big brother was bailing him out, and he was fighting that whole war just to prove to his brother in the realm that he was worthy, and now he's about to be bailed out. So he didn't like that. That's why he rushed to kill all those fools. So basically, Viserys, that letter got all the craft and their stupidity got all the craft eaters men killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was beautiful. But yeah, it was good episode, saved by the last 15 minutes.
That was the ultimate expression of the term don't kill the messenger.
Yeah. Not only did he kill the messenger, he killed everyone else. So all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm going to go ahead and rewatch the episode so that I can do my body count and I can do my assessment because it's really hard. It's really hard to watch it while I'm conversing people. Sorry, dude. Come on, season 4 was 2014, man. I mean, I got the spoiler banner rolling across the bottom, dude. I'm spoiling what we just watched. I'm going to be spoiling what's been like. That's almost 8 years ago, Brian.
Brian, I love this. I love this world. It is great. Trust me. He says, "Nice for a change." Am I right? Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It's this world is great. This world is. I didn't think I would love this world as much because I knew a lot of what was going to happen, and you know how I feel about prequels. I love this show. I love this show. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm going to grab some food. By the way, we are at Square Bar. It is in the same plaza as I am in. It is in the courtyard. As you can kind of see on the camera when the people are here, it's a cool bar. I've shown pictures of everything here. They got great food. Like I told you, they have a spam covered hot dog, spam and bacon covered hot dog. Just hearing about it just took years off your life. The people are great. Our hosts are great. They always set things up. They always back up with good tech, good sound. We got a giant screen here that we bring in. They have a lot of events throughout the week. So if you are in Vegas or if you're watching the show local, come visit us at the Square Bar. Not just for Game of Thrones, anything. Check out squarebarvegas.com or on the link I put in into the chat. And they have burlesque. They have burlesque tonight. They have karaoke. They have live music. They have comedy. They have a whole bunch of stuff. And it's a really nice bar. It's a very 70s themed bar. You can kind of see that from the wall behind me. Artwork is done by local artists. Even the bathrooms are done up by particular artists, glow in the dark stuff. So it's a really cool place to be. So if you get a chance to come down, if you're in Vegas, come down. If you come to Vegas to visit us, make sure you visit them. Make sure you visit all the cool things in our plaza. We have a cool bookstore. We have the Sci-Fi Center. We have Hellbound Horror Toys. We're going to start running commercials for these guys soon as we get deeper into this, and we're going to start doing some trivia too. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to do online. We're going to do trivia in the chat, and we're going to do trivia with some of the people out here in the crowd as we get to the thick of the episode. So, all right, Dave, thank you for being my wingman tonight, even though you bailed on me last night and fell asleep, old dude. And I will see you guys sometime either later tonight or at the very latest the next Saturday for Sci-Fi Center Live. And we are out.